Activating meridians. Alignment. Instability in field. Negative. Charge awaiting matrix field. Positive. Coordinates reached, Commander.
Activate the Sade field.
Activation of multidimensional engines.
Launch communications probe.
Power levels to maximum.
Activate all dimensional levels of communication.
Communication established.
The voice you hear is known as Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. This is the last slave planet in the galaxy. Under all agreements, under all rights, under galactic law, we now proclaim this planet free. The descension of the true human consciousness has begun.
Energizing Shambhala diamonds.
The men, women, and children of this planet are now set free.
Grid fields activated.
You have already reached
Activate Shambhala diamond.
critical mass.
Integration onto microcosm. Expanding linear space.
Prepare for landing.
Free space activation. Landing. Caution. All crew members to station. This is the Starship Bob. We are landing.
Good evening, everyone. And what we're doing? I never know, you know. I really never know what we're doing until minutes, literally. Well, not even seconds. We just decided then. Literally, I think it was like 10 seconds or something. So yeah, I'll tell you, we've got in kind of no real order. Well, we might have Hazel, but I don't know if she's there or not. She popped out, but she's still here. It's one of them, you're never quite sure. So Hazel is probably not there. Lee's there, because I can see his thumb going up and down. Vostok's back with us. Mr. Bob the Earthwise is with us. Dave Matthews from, Bob Earthwise is from the Resistance News. Vostok does the Vostok show. Lee does just about everything else but a show. Chris is becoming our hardened regular on the Rick Simpson show. Brilliant info, by the way, Chris, and I think I've never had a chance to thank you, because your guitar playing the week that never got aired was brilliant, mate, and we must do that again. And we've got Dave Matthews from Personal Navigation, which will be on tomorrow. So I do believe Vostok's got an idea. All right, I know that Vostok's had an idea.
Yes.
It was a glorious idea.
I thought a lot about this, and it is time to present it to the world. So, the idea is to take some shovels, to go in the forest when no one is watching, closer to the mountains. And we start digging in the earth. And there we can create a secret place, where we can where we can do everything that the countries say that is illegal to do. So yes, we dig some stuff, we get inside there, we establish a windmill, we put the power, then from that power we will have 4G internet, so we can do the Darkcity show even from there. And then we start planting stuff. We buy some chickens with the remaining bitcoins, and we plant some wheat, and that's it. And if we see some kind of ranger or something, we bribe him with weed. You know, he comes, he smokes some weed. Well, first time he will say, "No, I am an officer of the law. You must respect me," and blah blah blah. And what we do then is we use all our power to take that man, you know, forcefully. We put him on the chair, we tie him up, and we forcefully make him to smoke some weed. So he smokes the weed, and then he sees that it is very good for him. So therefore, then we don't tie him up anymore, and we say that we give him weed, and he will be happy. You know, he will not say that some idiots are in the forest. You know, he will not report us, and he will let us do what we want. And when the people who are taking care of the forest, who want to take some trees and stuff like that, come, you know, we just hide underground, and they will never spot us. And if they do, we just invite them to the weed as well, and that will solve the problems. Our problems at least. And with the chickens, you know, because they will see the chickens, we have to hide them as well somewhere. We need to have a complex strategy, you know, with the chickens and with the weed and with the bribing of the people, you know, all it's very important. Right, so what do you think of this idea?
I think it'd make a great movie.
I actually think up until I think it's a good plan. All right, it's a good sketch for us though. Up until the bit about kidnapping people, tying them up, and forcefully giving them cannabis, I'm a bit dubious about that part of it. I like the idea of digging up the earth to build a residence, but I don't really want to live directly beneath the earth. Yeah, I get what you're talking about. That I can work with that. Bit of a mountain.
It will be a dark city, man. It will be.
I can I can purposely. I can work with that, bro. I can say I've got difficulty in the kidnapping of people, tying them up to chairs. I'm a bit.
I can do all that if you want.
Yeah.
There is no problem.
Only if they're willing. Only if they're willing, the victims, of course.
If they're willing to be forcefully tied.
No, but yeah, and you know, there's a lot in the chickens, man. You know, in the idea of having chickens. Chickens in agriculture are kind of really important.
Chickens, you know, I sell eggs now to my community. And,
eggs?
Yes, and you know, the money from the eggs are enough to give them food to the chickens, and also to remain some for other stuff. And also a lot of eggs remain for house consumption as well. So it's very, very self-sustaining when it comes to the chickens.
I tell you what, I bet you've got really happy chickens, haven't you?
Yeah, because they have like a lot of terrain to walk around. You know, they have grass. They have a different lifestyle. They're not put inside of a small room or something like that. They have all the land for themselves. Of course, there are problems with foxes and bears and stuff, but I can defeat all those elements. No, actually, there is a big fence, you know, and they can't really get past the fence. Well, the bear can, you know, the bear can literally destroy the fence and do whatever he wants. But I have built a castle for the chickens, so the bear is not really able to get inside. You know, it's not possible. And then the dog is barking, and I get outside with a whistle, and the bear seems to be afraid of the whistle and he goes away. So yeah, the chickens are very good, and they like the electronic music that I create. Yes. Are you there, Bob?
I am, man. It's one of the moments I'm speechless, Bosto. I'm speechless, man. That's brilliant. You know, it was a bit of a joke. I remember a while ago we were joking about it, about kissing chickens and stuff. And, I don't know if you can recall this, man. It's a story of a man who goes looking for the origins of the Rastafarian. But he's really big into Bob Marley, and I mean, he ends up going to Jamaica. It's a guy called Michael I met, American man, white man, American, and eventually he's there for quite a long period of time, and eventually the wise man comes down from the mountain. Now this guy's come from a farming community where they kept chickens and fruit trees. And he's kind of left that life. That's the life he's left. And, you know, he's gone on his journey. Excuse me, I need to cough. It's the Rick Simpson tickle. He's gone on like his journey, and he's a day from coming home. And the man comes down from the mountain, the wise man, and he said he's heard of him, the White Rasta, and he wants to speak to him, so it's like, wow, the day before he never thought he... And he sits there and he says, you must go to your homes. You must plant some trees, for the trees take the longest to mature. And Michael sat there going, trees? I've got to go home and plant trees. Remember, he's coming from the perspective at that point from, you know, of an American coming from away from, you're sick of planting trees. He said, then when you planted your trees, you need to get yourself some chickens. Chickens? The chickens. Let your chickens roam amongst the trees. Plant yourself some crops and sustain yourself.
Sustain yourself.
Sustain yourself. I can't quite get it right. Sustain yourself, man. And Jah, he do everything else for ya. And that was it. That was it. He was like, oh, he's been there 6 months. He's, you know. So yeah, and he got back, and he clicked. It clicked with him. You know, of course. But it wasn't really about him going planting more trees.
I have something to contradict the theory. Sometimes Jah doesn't do everything for you, because there are globalists who are modifying the Earth's, climate, and they sometimes, send the rain and to another place, and they leave you with no rain, so your plants will die, and the globalist industrial GMO stuff will survive, and therefore your stuff is dead and his stuff is good, and there is no Jah anymore. There is just, it doesn't, you don't, no longer is it okay to just have the materials and the plants and the animals. If someone is modifying the climate, you are destroyed, my friend. Yes, if that theory is true. I don't say I believe truly in this theory, but it makes sense in a way, because people are playing the markets. So if you manage to disable this company's success, the markets will go down in that area, and if you made your bet before that, you have success in the markets. And so if you have something to modify the climate, your success in the market world will be of billions and billions of dollars. So it will make for a good industry. Getting cash.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's built upon profit, and that's always kind of a bit of an issue. It's not going to work. What you end up doing is just passing it on to the next generation. I don't kind of see it quite like that, Vosto. I see it a little bit like, somebody said it the other day. It's a good analogy. The environment we live in is like a supercomputer. Our minds, our brains, are far more powerful than anything we've still got in computing. Far more powerful. And we're kind of plugged into this giant, enormously, incredibly cupentorium. It's no longer a computer, it's a computorium. You know? And that's what we're plugging in.
Yes.
And the people, and I don't dispute there are people kind of almost trying to jack into the system, they're using their, whatever it is, their ARP beam and the mind probe, whatever it is, to try and jack into that system and try and control it. I also see the sheer arrogance of what they think they can do. They seem to think they've got an upper hand on that. Now, bear in mind, it outweighs anything we can imagine. It's almost like the digital watch being compared to the human brain. We take that leap again, and we are the components of that ginormous supercomputer.
Yes, the singularity computorium.
Huge, monstrous thing. Yeah,
Did you see that news with the Chinese? They built the most fastest computer on the world just a few days ago, and they said that next year they will build one that is 3 times as better as the one they just released right now, and they will use it for airplane simulators and government spying operations. They just said operations, but I think we'll use it for spying operations.
yeah, government operations, we all know what that means, don't they?
And going back to the agriculture, all my currants are dead because there came a rain, and from the rain there was like big chunks of ice, falling down.
Oh, what? What's dead?
The currants, like the plants. There are some fruit plants that I have like 40 or 50.
Like black currants?
Yeah, black, and I have reds too. And, ice falling from the sky, and they just destroy like most of the young fruits, So it kind of sucks. But the chickens are good, so I will have meat to eat this year. And I will sell eggs, and I will be very prosperous.
Yes, man. Vosto, the king of the chickens.
I would like to have some currants too.
They are actually a really nice animal as well, aren't they, Vosto?
Yes.
They're a really nice animal, chickens. I've looked after chickens. I was a chicken herder for a period of time. Yeah, chickens are actually, you don't need to herd your chickens, but they do seem to appreciate it. I don't know if you've tried it, Vosto, if you herd them all together and herd them. No, they really do like it. They seem to really appreciate it. It's a totally unnecessary activity. Totally.
They follow you around because they think you have food for them.
No, they like you.
Nah, they're all on profit. They want food.
They're all on profit.
Yes. They're like the cats, There was one guy on the internet, because the internet is filled with people who talk. And there was this guy, they talk just like we talk now, only some people talk more retarded than others. So he was saying something like, I can control animals, I can control their minds. And he was like, all you have to do is appreciate the animal and connect to it You have to open the mind and appreciate it as your equal, and then it will accept your commands. And if you want it to go left, it will go left without not believing in yourself. And if you want it to go right, it will go right. And I was like, why would I want to control the movement of an animal? Who am I to make someone to move as I want? How is this guy enlightened if he's talking about how to control animals? And anyway, I tried what he said, and it really doesn't work, It's just bullshit so he can sell his retarded book or something like that, to people from the city who don't even have animals, and they just like to go on that, on the path, bro. I'm on the path,
So, yeah, right. I'm wondering whether or not his cat or dog is getting him to do it. I wonder, the animal that he's going, I have made.
He was going for a bug or something.
You can make the fly to the right or fly to the left because you connect with it and you can then control it. Yeah, I kind of subscribe, Bosto. I think I'd be with you. But what I thought was really cool is but I tried it. And it doesn't work. My chickens still run around in all directions.
Yes.
I can imagine.
Yes, and they don't really give a crap, You're like inside your mind, I accept you as my equal. Yes, I'm totally thinking about how we are meeting at the fourth dimensional level, and you the chicken and I the human are one, and the chicken is like, nah, and he goes in another way. He just leaves, doesn't care about you. So the reality is completely different to what these fake gurus are telling us in the YouTube videos.
I think it could be very real for him. It could be very real for
his mind. There are many sick people, brain damaged people that think that things happen. I bet you that if you go with him, he will say, hey, look, this animal is going right, and it's actually going left, but in his mind it's going right.
Yes.
So in his mind, that may be all it's true.
Yes. Yes, I think
well, he's right in a way, because it's his reality, but it's not yours at the same time.
Yeah, I do get what you mean. Some realities seem to collide in one another with the, what the fuck? Yeah, I have quite a few of those moments in my life. I must admit, boss, so.
Yeah.
Where everything seems to be just all tickety-boo, and then bang. Hang on a minute. That was definitely not part of my reality. What happened there?
You know what sometimes happens in the universe, which is really strange? Let's say you walk on the street. Let's say you are a musician like me. So you go on the street and someone has offered you a deal to sing at the pub or something like that, but he doesn't necessarily ask to pay you a lot or something. He just pays you what he can. So you are walking on the street and you're saying I don't really want to go, it's not. And at that point there is some event happening on the other side of the street where someone just yells at someone else. He said, "You idiot," and it's like the universe telling you that you are an idiot for taking that decision, even if that guy is not talking to you, but you hear his voice, at the same time when you are saying, I don't want to go to that event, and then you idiot, and then you start thinking about it and say, maybe I should go there, maybe I will meet some interesting people and have a nice time. So some events like that happened to me in the course of my puny existence. you know.
Apparently, from our text, Vosto, the thing about the chickens is you've not been connecting to your force.
The force.
You need to connect to the force, apparently, yeah.
Use the force.
You need to use the force. And then you can control the chickens. I'm looking forward to the YouTube video of your formation chicken dancing, Vosto.
Romania's Got Talent.
Romania's Got Talent, Vosto and his dancing chickens. Brilliant! You said, right, what are we going to do to turn people, to turn...
They could all be smoking cannabis as well.
Yeah. Vosto and his amazing cannabis smoking dancing chickens.
Oh my God! You know what they do here in Romania?
That's totally unfair on chickens, man, because they don't have THC receptors in their brain.
So
No.
There's only
come on.
2 species that do. And humans are one, and sea urchins are the other one.
Yeah, Bob, we're going to do it like the BBC. We're not even going to use real chickens.
Well, no chickens got damaged.
No, it's a burger. It's a burger. Is it? Hamburger? I can't remember. Whatever they're called. The festival thing they've just had. Right. It's like that. It's like that. You know what I mean? They don't have real wizards. It's not real. So yeah, it'll just be a YouTube video, unless we're not really gonna, no. I say, look, Bob, just for your benefit, right? No animals or people will be hurt in the making of any of our videos. Actually, I've got to lie. In the Bob's backyard, I have lost several plants, and one fish did die.
Yes,
that
that is
wasn't
very
making the video.
Excuse me?
That wasn't making the video.
Well, we were. No, but while we were making the videos, one of the fish did die. It's true. It does actually say it as a disclaimer on the... I don't think it actually had anything to do with the video.
Right. So let me tell you about what happened in Romania with the chickens.
Please do.
They said like mainstream media, they were like, the new virus H1N1, which is like some sort of flu for the chickens. And they were like constantly blabbing about this H1N1, and the government put all these SWAT teams to go in all of the Romanian, citizens that had chickens and kill the chickens. The SWAT teams. They aren't called SWAT, but they are like a SWAT team, So you have the cameraman, showing all of this stuff, and like it's normal, they were talking normally while that guy was abused on TV. You've got the SWAT team entering this old man's old house and killing his chicken, and showing that on TV as if, yeah, it's okay to do that, it's okay. And they didn't even test it if they had flu or not. It just killed and killed and killed, so that people don't buy from the local producers and just buy from what can be considered the equivalent of a Walmart. Only in Romania we have other companies like Metro, Selgros. There's another one called Carrefour, and some other crap which I don't know. Kill the local producers, invent a virus. Maybe that virus existed, but not even testing to see if the animals have that, They were spraying also the cars on the streets to, get all the viruses off. But, this is just a big abuse for me to go on the poor old man's house, and who probably doesn't even have any other income, who probably has a shit retirement fund, and just kill his animals. That's really retarded, and I think it's a conspiracy, basically, just to make the big corporations be more successful, even if they are already successful, but they just want more. You can't get enough. So this is what pisses me off, and that is why I got chickens. Haha, to show them that I have chickens and I'm selling in a very successful way. So yeah, what do you think about this?
I think it's brilliant. I think it's exactly what I mean, well, not everybody can go and get chickens, Vosto, but you know what, brilliant, man. Brilliant. What was it? What disease was it, are they saying? Why, what?
It was flu, chicken flu. Bird flu, actually.
Right.
Birds.
Right.
And chickens are birds too.
Yeah, I know there's birds, man, but I mean, it was very debatable. They had legislation that came in regarding the vaccination of birds in Britain.
Yeah, man, but there was no one who died from those communities.
No, exactly. Exactly, man. It just seemed to be.
There's no proof. There's no proof, and that is why they didn't even analyze the chickens. They just went there and killed them with so that there is no proof. They just did this in like a bunch of days. The massive promotion of this event on the mainstream media, and then they put the fear in the people, and the people ask for a solution, and they bring the SWAT teams, they kill all the chickens. The people are afraid to buy from local farmers, and it basically is just, this is what fear-mongering is, not what I was saying earlier about the prison project, because that is something that it can be avoided. All this surveillance can be avoided, or you can just troll them, And I see Dawn is here, and hello, Dawn. You there?
I don't know. She's just dipping in and out. She's been sorting out microphones and headsets and things.
Right. So, Bob, this is the case of total manipulation, my friend. This is a clear case, and we have other examples in other areas as well. Like Romania is I consider it the place where there are the most conspiracies put in action.
I think your action's brilliant, man, and I think what you're actually describing is pretty much bang on. I wouldn't dispute it, man. It does go on. But again, it's a lot of it isn't about what they're doing, but what you're doing. I mean, I just love how you've got there. Ha! I have got chickens. What are they? It's brilliant, Vosto. Of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm starting to get appreciation from the community as well. Like they come and say, I want to buy 40 eggs. So it's not like, give me a bunch of eggs, like 5 or 6. They have full confidence because people are seeking natural nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they don't watch any conspiracy movies, even if they don't even have Facebook, or they just feel it. I don't know what's happening, but they feel that it's wrong to buy from the corporations.
Well, they look at the egg. Look at the egg. You break the egg open, you look at the egg.
They see the color. They
exactly
taste it.
And that's it. It's the product. Really, right at the end of the day, all that manipulation. You see, what's weird, in a sense, the squat teams have given you your opportunity. Like I say, I know we would choose to do it a different way, but that's what's really happened. They've been working for us again.
Yeah.
Actually came along and my mate Vosto needed a job, so they went and wiped out all the competition, Vosto.
It's not like I was having any competition in these areas as well.
No, of course, they weren't wiping out your competition. They were wiping out the competition.
Yeah, that is true. Mm-hmm. The competition. of the corporations. So yeah, and they also said something like, you aren't allowed. It's now illegal to have your own unregistered animals and stuff like that. So I'm saying like, what the fuck? Okay, so you say I can't do it, then I will do it, and that's it. And that's it. Just I want to prove that you can do it, even if they say you can't.
You see, a lot of
they
people.
Are not the boss of your life,
A lot of people, Vosto, when we started the show, and you were saying about we dig out the mountain, and they won't know that about thermal mass, and that's an absolutely brilliant way to build a construction rather than actually creating the thermal mass. You use the thermal mass that's already available.
They have something. They have cities like that in Turkish in the old days.
Mm-hmm. The idea of growing plants with glass cover but beneath the ground in hotter climates is quite advanced in its thinking, but has been done for many years. So
ancient, basically.
Yeah. And what you're actually describing is what we would call nowadays as an eco community with an earthship kind of constructions. Well, that's what they are. Thermal mass. That's the big thing that we can learn from earthships and
exactly.
Garbage Warrior and stuff.
Yeah, Garbage Warrior, my hero.
Yeah, but if you go to a country that hasn't got garbage, you don't have to build it out with garbage. If the natural environment is lending itself to that, then why not use the natural environment? Especially with other modern days.
I have a friend in the Slovakian architecture school, and they actually teach them how to do all this mixed biotech kind of collaboration of architecture. And they teach them that in the university, so things are changing in some countries, And he was telling me about how you can do this and that, and now, because of the university, he plans to do that for himself at one point in the future,
Oh, yeah, man. I've got a question now. I've got a Vostok question in my head. How long will it take you to herd your chickens to Spain?
Come on, I can't herd it because they don't even let you go on the side of the auto how do you call it, of the highway. If you're going on foot, they don't let you go on the side of the highway because you are a danger. So you can't really do that, man. But hypothetically, you could do it at normal pace walking.
So we're going to have to get you some travel.
Many days. Maybe like
and can you travel with your chickens over the borders, or do they need to have paperwork?
They need to have a passport, each of them.
That's all they mind. Now, let me get it right. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure about what the borders are like for you, man, but for the majority of Europe now, you can get in your car and drive straight across it without getting stopped by anybody.
Yeah. But that's not true in Romania and in these parts in the east, There are like bunkers here. If you go to the border of Romania, it's very, they search you for all kinds of stuff. If you appear to be suspicious.
Going out shouldn't be the problem, though, should it? It's coming in that they have the issue with.
Where? Coming in where would they have an issue?
Well, if Romania's is it not they're worried about things coming in rather than going out?
They're worrying about everything. They are unnecessarily worrying. That's the problem. You can go on the street, and because they don't like your face, the cop comes at you and says, "Give me your identification." Just because he doesn't like how you look or how you are dressed.
It's the same in the UK, though, isn't it? Exactly the same. And
if you say that it's not legal for him to do that and all that law rebellion stuff, you will just get your ass kicked here, with no questions asked. Like the UK policeman, I saw that they actually communicate with you. Well, that doesn't happen here, You will just get kicked ass here.
I'm sure people get their ass kicked here for it as well. It just doesn't make any sort of news, does it?
I think
in this country, if you come the free man bit, they'll get you sectioned. And there's been quite a number of people that have been sectioned away on a 28-day note.
But you know what happened that one time? They did that to me, but they didn't really fight me or something like that. I never got my ass kicked. But they sort of harassed me, They pushed me in the head, They pushed me in the back to go in the station because I was drinking some alcohol, which was, of course, not good to drink alcohol in the train station. But I did that because I didn't think it was a problem. So, yeah, okay. I am doing something which I shouldn't do in that place. That's correct. But, to drag me and push me to their station, that's a little bit too much, And then they verified who I am and stuff like that. And at that time, my mom was pretty big in the town. She was pretty much the second after the mayor, And then they changed their behavior completely. They were like, "We're so sorry. I hope you can forgive us. That's not how we normally do," Stuff like that. They were begging me to not tell anyone else. So yeah, that shows you the reality. They do it with who they think they can do. And I'm not someone like, even if I do have a better financial situation than other people in my country, I don't go around in clothes that make me different from the others. So I see no point in that. So if they saw me like an average Romanian, they treated me like an average guy, which is pushing around and stuff like that. So that kind of sucked to see the reality, the true reality. And then they were like, "Oh, we don't do this normally. We don't do this, and we're really sorry," And then they just let me go, basically.
I guess what they meant was they don't do it in your world. Very often.
Yeah, something like that. And that was very shocking, to see. It was an enlightenment moment, which showed me again all the fakeness of the system.
Yeah, exactly. It's quite appalling, isn't it, that people should be treated differently? Yeah, it's
well, yeah, we just pretty much said it here. And what that made me do is just confront it with my chicken. No. The chickens were just they were established because of the thing which I said earlier, because they just destroyed, they abused the people, they entered with SWAT teams and killed, with no mercy. And on the mainstream media, they were like, that's normal, as we can see here, those experts, as we can see here now, the negative beings are being exterminated, and therefore the threat will not exist anymore.
Well, the other part of it, of course, is to make people want to take the vaccines because they think it must be absolutely right.
Yeah, that was another side of it, yeah. And then they went into mass vaccination, mass in the schools. And at that time, I was in school too. I was in high school, and pretty much I evaded my vaccines, and nothing happened to me. No disease, no nothing.
Well, That's the whole point of it. I mean, in this country, when bird flu was going on, the vaccine they had at the time was Tamiflu, which is like a generic vaccine, and it won't touch the H1N1 virus.
Yeah.
So the whole thing was just a scam to get rid of old stocks of vaccine that they buy in before it goes out.
Yeah, that's really shocking when you put things together like that. And they were, you know, how they treated us at school. They didn't really, they didn't really ask us. They didn't tell our parents. They just said, "Oh, in 5 minutes you need to report yourself to the medical area. You're gonna have some vaccines there. And then we're gonna go back to our normal classes." You didn't have to sign anything, nothing. Just go there like rats.
Well, they do the same in the States. They'll vaccinate in schools without permission.
Yeah, and what I did, I just went outside.
Well, it's lucky you thought of that.
But now, in some schools, you can't even go outside unless the program of the school is over. You have these massive fences with cameras and with people guarding the fences. So it's so fun. It's like you're going inside of a prison. And in my days, you didn't have anything like that. And they're going too far with it. Well, they don't have school like that in my town, but in some big cities, it's like going to communist work plants. You have these windows with big bars. You can't escape, basically.
Well, it's kind of like that. I go and collect my little grandson from school every now and again, and the first school he's at, it's just like that. You can't get through the gate unless you got the code, until you're allowed in. And then there's somebody there monitoring, and there's CCTV cameras all around the school. And
yeah, for you guys, they say because of terrorism, but here they just do it without having any motive.
It's crimes against children is mainly why they do it.
No, I mean they fool you on TV. They say like, terrorism. It's we're doing it because of terrorism, and they're doing it for another reason. But they have to sell you a lie to the people. They have to sell you a lie. But here they don't even have to sell the lie. They just do it, and people don't ask, and they do it. Which is funny and shows you how non-reactive are the people in my country. And it's because they are used to the communist regime, which was all about big control all the time.
I was just about to say that that's going to take generations for that to eradicate itself.
Yeah. And now what I see is a new type of communism.
Well, it's the same as we have here.
So it was democracy, like freedom stuff. It was like 10 years. It was from 1990 to 2000. And then the weird stuff started to happen, from 2001, when the buildings collapsed in that country, which is irrelevant to me. But it seems that everything happened in this around the US.
When did you get a central bank?
That was exactly after the revolution. In
1990.
Yeah, 1989, then 1990. Then we signed to be part of NATO. Then European Union. They made a referendum for the European Union. And they made it on TV to sound like we were going to paradise.
Yeah, right.
Like they were saying on TV, there's going to be billions of euros donated to us for free, and we don't have to give it back. And they didn't say any negative things, so people buy it, and they said, okay, we accept to be in the European Union, we're going to be in heaven. And now we see that it's not actually heaven, and it's worse than before. So yes, this IMF stuff.
The fact everyone can see it is a help, isn't it?
Say again, please.
The fact that everyone can now see that and that they've been duped into doing something that's bad for their country or bad for them as their communities, now they can see that. They know not to believe government anymore.
Yeah. Something like that, but they're not all. Like,
No, but
the intellectual people understand it. I look at my mother, who has like 2 universities in very hard universities. So she was, before she believed, but